Hello guys, in this video we will be going to discuss how we can access AWS Elasticsearch Redis cluster from the local machine. Okay, so the problem is if you try to access the local Elasticsearch Redis cluster from the local machine, you would not be able to access. The reason being is this Elasticsearch cluster don't have any public IP. Okay, so to resolve this issue, what we will do, we will create an EC2 machine in the same VPC like in which your Elasticsearch Redis cluster lies. So this VPC and this VPC are same. The only point is this Elasticsearch don't have any public IP, while we will be assigning an public IP to this EC2 machine, right? So that's the main point. Then after what we will do, we will let us suppose we wanted to list all the keys from this Elasticsearch Redis cluster. Okay, so from our local machine we will ask this to EC2. Then after EC2 will going to ask this from the Elasticsearch, and once it got the response from Elasticsearch, it will going to return the same response to our local machine. Okay, so this concept is basically known as reverse tunneling. Kind of what we are doing is basically we are accessing this Elasticsearch Redis cluster from this local machine with the help of this EC2. Okay, so in this scenario, this EC2 usually people called it jump server. Okay, so we are kind of jumping it here. The commands jumped here, ran it, then after got the response, and the responses get back to our local machine. Okay, so we called it jump server basically, and this concept is called reverse tunneling. Okay, so let's quickly jump over to AWS console and see how we can implement this. Okay, so what I have done here is I have already created a cluster. The reason being it takes a lot of time in like the creation. So let's create it for the sake of clarity. What I will do, I will use the easy create command and select the demo one. Cluster name I will use the demo one, and then after I will keep all the configuration as default and create it. Okay, let's not waste the time and go inside this cache cluster. The once you have done with the like your cluster is done, what you need to make sure is you need to check this comes under this network and security tab, and you need to check this VPC ID. Okay, keep note of this VPC ID. The reason being is when we go to the EC2 console and create the EC2 machine, we will going to use the same VPC, right? The reason being is, as we discussed, we need to create the EC2 machine and Elasticsearch cluster in the same VPC. That's the important point. So let's quickly jump over to the EC2 console and try to launch an instance. Okay, so I will click on this, not sure, yeah, so I will name it as jump server. Select the OS as Ubuntu, so you can select any OS depending on your requirement. So I will use this since I am FreeDAR eligible, and I will use the key pair as my one key pair. Okay, the important point is this network VPC ID is same as the VPR here, right? The ending with ED42 and ET42. Okay, then I will keep all the configurations default. Make sure this option is ticked so that you can access your EC2 machine, right? I will come back here and then launch instance. Okay, so meanwhile this instance is creating, let's quickly jump over to the code section. So what I have done here is I have kind of import the Redis, like I have tried to access this Redis cluster from my local machine. So first I have like Redis host, port and password. Then I'm trying to connect. Then after, if we got any, like if we are not able to connect, we will get the exception like error in connecting to Redis. Then after it is successful, we are trying to store an key name and value inside the Redis. Then after printy, and then after listing all the keys, right? So what I will do, first I will, this is the endpoint of basically this Redis cluster. Okay, so cache cluster hyphen 9 AUK 9 AUK, right? So if I ran it, you would see you would not be able to access this cluster from your local machine. Okay, it would take time. The reason being is might be the timeout time is very high, but see, it should not take this much time. The reason being is the only purpose of Elasticsearch is to make the transaction very fast, right? And it should not take any timeout in connecting to the server, right? So we will stop it. Then after, what I will do, I will just make it localhost so that I can show you like I don't have any server running on my local machine, right? So we would not be able, yeah, so we got the no connection could be made because target machine actively refused it. So the reason being is I don't have any server running on my local machine. Okay, now let's quickly see how we can implement that reverse tunneling thing that we are talking about. Okay, so what you need to do, I will show you the command. We have this command, you need to run this command on your local machine. Okay, so I will guide you like what this command is basically doing, then after we will modify this and use it. Okay, so this command is basically, let's try to understand like line by line, like word by word. SSH is kind of the service which you use to log in into your EC2 machine, right? So obviously we need to connect to the EC2 machine. That is the first thing. The reason being is we will be going to ask from the EC2, right? Then after -i, keep your file name. So that is basically the password for this EC2 machine, kind of a password, but it's a different concept. So that we call it keep here, but equivalent to password. Then after -f, -n and -l. Okay, so let's understand first this -l. So what we are trying to say by this command, any request coming onto the local machine on port 6379. Okay, if any request come to our local machine on this 6379 port, just redirect this request to this endpoint and this port. Okay, through this machine which has an username this and public IP address is this. Okay, so if any request come to the local machine on port 6379, it will kind of redirect that request from this Redis endpoint, actual Redis endpoint, and the port, and where it will going to run this request on this machine whose username is this and password is, I mean the public IP address is this. Okay, so let's now modify this SSH-i. I will go back to the EC2 console and let's see what is the kind of key pair file name we have used. So what you need to do, you just need to open the instance, then after click on connect and come in the SSH client section. Then you can copy this my one keypair.pm, which is in, I think, this double quotes. Okay, so I will paste it. Then after -f, -l would be the same. Then after you need to change this Redis endpoint and all these things. Okay, so port will be obviously same 6379. For Redis endpoint you will come here and then after just paste it. Okay, that's done. My bad. I will remove this extra 6379. Then after we need EC2 username and the public IP address. Okay, so I will come here and again copy this Ubuntu and up to the last, and I will just paste it, right? Then after you can add -v. So -v is from the verbose perspective so that you can see the logs. So it's like if this command got failed, you would be able to access this. I mean see the logs. Okay. So now what we need to do, we need to copy this command. Then after we will open an console, I mean the terminal inside your local machine. Make sure you open the console where your my one keypair.pem should be there, right? The reason being is we need this to connect. Then after I will going to paste this command and just enter it. Okay, so it will kind of do some of the configuration in the background that we don't need to understand, but ultimately it is working to background. Okay, so that's done. Now if you wanted to close this terminal, you can close this, that's not an issue. So now if you see, what we have did is any request come to your local machine on port 6379. Okay, so what I will do, if now I will try to run this command, see, it should work, right? So this command has been worked, right? The reason being is make sure you are using Redis host as localhost. Okay, so any request come to your localhost machine on port 6379, and this request is ultimately redirected to this actual Redis endpoint, right? That's the important point. So if I change it as key 2 and key value 2, and you would be see when I was printing the list all the keys, it would be printing both this key 2 as well and this key as well. Okay, so I mean this key 1 as well. So see, we got those key. Okay, so in this way we can kind of connect to the private services from our local machine using this jump server concept. If you feel any issue or like I mean facing any issue, or you have any comment for me, feedback for me, please post it down in the comment section. Okay, thank you.